guys, it's Hannah and I'm here today with my December wrap up and my January TBR. So I'm finally back. I'm trying to get into the swing of things. I'm sorry this is a little late. Hopefully you'll see this soon by the time that I'm done finishing editing and everything. So I didn't think I read a lot in November, so I didn't really want to even upload, or December. I didn't really want to even upload a December wrap up because I didn't feel like I read that much. But then I was looking through and I was like, well, I read like a decent amount. So these are the few books that I picked up during the month of December. The first one that I picked up and finished was Runaways Volume 2 by Rainbow Rowell. This one is all about, it's in a separate series, so the Runaways is all about a group of kids whose parents are supervillains, and they discover that their parents aren't as great as they seem, and they want to like fight back, and they also like they basically turn into superheroes. It is a Marvel comic, it's fantastic, and this is actually based off of that but jumped about, I think it's 5 years into the future, and Rainbow Rowell actually writes it, which is fantastic. I absolutely love the Runaways. It's not a perfect series, but it definitely has my heart and I really enjoyed it. So this one, it has some twists and turns to it, and this volume was all about Molly and her potentially staying young forever and weird twists like that. I really enjoyed it. I gave this one a 4 out of 5 stars. Next up, of course, I read this one finally. That is Kingdom of Ash by Sarah J. Maas. This is a very chunky book, and this is why I didn't read that much in December, not to mention holidays and busy times at work. But I really enjoyed this. 5 out of 5 stars. Fantastic conclusion to one of my favorite series, which is Throne of Glass. If you guys want to go back and watch our spoilery discussion, we had a really great live show over at Gabby's channel, over at Gabs.books. You'll find our live show for this, and it was so much fun. I really enjoyed it. I loved the way that it wrapped up, and it was so good, and I really love this series. If you're looking for a strong female lead that is unashamedly herself and owns it, I recommend checking out Throne of Glass series. So 5 out of 5 stars for Kingdom of Ash, of course. And next up, I picked up I Hate Fairyland. This is by Skye Young, and I wasn't expecting to love this as much as I did. I picked it up, obviously, because I thought I was going to love it. I watched Allie over at the Hardback Hoarders channel talk about this book and how much she loves it, and I was like, it's an interesting premise, but I didn't know how I felt about it, and I just kept seeing it when I was like going through my graphic novels at work, and I was like, I have to pick it up. Like, it sounds so good and it's so weird that I was like, I want to pick it up. So I Hate Fairyland is all about a little girl who gets sucked down this portal, very much like Alice in Wonderland style, and she gets sent to Fairyland. But she doesn't want to be in Fairyland. Like, this is a terrifying experience for her being brought to this world, and she just wants to go home. And they're like, oh, you don't love being here, like how strange, you don't love being here. No problem, you can go back home though. You just have to find the door back to your world. So she's on this mission trying to find the way back, and 30 years later she still can't find her way out of here, and now she's just pissed. But she's stuck in this little girl persona, but she is in her head actually 30. So it's very strange and very violent, and she is so pissed now that she can't find the way out and way back home that she just doesn't care, and she like is just like slaughtering everybody. It's a very bloody time, but it's very interesting. Like this is the moon right now that is like being blown up. It's so weird, but such a funny time, and I wouldn't recommend this to everybody. It's a certain type of sense of humor, and I really enjoyed it, and it just like, it's very like Deadpool-esque humor. So if you like Deadpool graphic novels, if you like Deadpool just in general, like it's kind of like crude humor, I would recommend checking this out, because it's a fun time. And I was like, I have not laughed out loud reading a graphic novel like this since Spider-Man and Deadpool, or really any Deadpools, but it's the same level of humor for me, and I absolutely adored it. So 5 out of 5 stars for I Hate Fairyland. I definitely want to continue. And lastly, I picked up an audiobook. I will pop a picture up here. It is People Like Us. I rated this a 3.5 out of 5 stars. And this was very Pretty Little Liars-esque, and I wasn't expecting that when I picked it up on audiobook. So I didn't really know what I was getting into when I picked this up, but I quite enjoyed it. It's very Pretty Little Liars. I love Pretty Little Liars. It all starts around a main girl who is with her group of friends, and they are like the popular girls in their high school, and they go to like a boarding school type of thing, so they're away from their parents, and they discover this dead body. And she's had like past run-ins with the cops where things were not great, so she doesn't trust the cops, and so like there's like that discourse there, and we see cop interactions with her during this book that kind of stir the pot with that the cop kind of like can tell that she doesn't trust authorities for the cop, like in the police force, and so they kind of like pinpoint on her and make things worse. And it's very weird. It turns into her investigating this person's murder, and there is a thing called a revenge blog that she is the person that died is getting revenge on her and making her do all these terrible things and spoil secrets about her friends, and it's such a weird time, but very interesting, and I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I did, but it was so different than I was expecting. And so I've only read one other book that is in like the YA thriller genre, so if you have any recommendations for me to get more into that area, let me know down below, because I think I'm actually interested in it, because it's the stories tend to be fast-paced, but I haven't really delved enough into the genre to be able to tell what is good and what's bad. So I really enjoyed it, but it was not like a standout novel for me. And honestly, it's been so long since I listened to that I had to go back and watch my vlog and figure out what was the actual plot lines, because it's already like not stuck with me. So, and that is actually all for my December wrap up. I didn't have a lot to read, but I did read Kingdom of Ash, which is quite chunky. So let's get it on into my January TBR. So January TBR I'm very excited for, because me and Gabby are still doing our book club, and we decided that we really liked reading through series along with just like different other books too. So we are again doing 2 books a month, and our first series that we've chosen was The Raven Boys, which I'm sure if you guys are OGs here, you recognize that I've been talking about this, I think since last May. I've been wanting to continue along with this series, so we're almost coming up on a full year here, and I haven't done it. And that's because I have wanted to physically sit down and read it, but it's not been pressing. So we are finally doing it. We're doing 1 book a month of The Raven Boys, and I'm so excited because I've already started rereading this, and I forgot how much I adore this book, and I cannot wait to continue. And it's gonna be hard to wait until the next month to continue on to it, because I really do love this series so much. It's so incredible. It's so interesting and different. It's all about a group of characters that are the Raven Boys and Blue. Blue is often referred to as a battery, and she amplifies her psychic family's abilities. And she lives in a house of psychics, and she amplifies things, but she doesn't actually hold psychic abilities. And it is also a tidbit about that her true love, her kiss to a true love will kill her true love, so she can't kiss anybody. So there's also that like weird aspect into it too, and different fates. And there's also a big plot line under ley lines, which is our other main character Gansey, who's obsessed with ley lines and awakening the Welsh king and wanting to have this wish granted upon him. It's so interesting and different, and I really enjoy the writing style, so I'm really enjoying listening to this one this month. And stay tuned for our live show, which will be announced on our Twitters. So that's our first book from Muggle Studies Book Club. Our second one is one that I'm really excited to get to, which is The Lady's Guide to Petticoats and Piracy. This one is the second one in the series. The first one is The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue. I really enjoyed that story, and this one is taking place of Felicity, which is the sister to the main character in Gentleman's Guide. I think Percy, I think is his name. I always mix up because there's 2 main characters, But I really enjoyed that one and I can't wait to get to this one. And I've been wanting to read contemporaries so badly lately and I haven't been able to pick it up. So I'm picking this one up, and this is a Muggle Studies Book Club pick. So if you want to join us, just stay tuned on our Twitters to know when our live shows are for this one. Next ones are all graphic novels. So I read a decent amount of graphic novels in my 2018 reading year, but I want to read even more. I really enjoy graphic novels and I love diving into them, and I want to explore more because there's so much opportunity to explore. So the last bits are going to be graphic novels. Oh, there is one other book that I am definitely picking up for January, and I can't tell you what it is because it's a surprise. So me and Gabby over at Gab's Books, we've known each other for quite a while and we are really good friends. We met on BookTube and luckily we got to meet up and solidify that friendship even more in person, and I just adore her. So we're talking about doing Christmas gifts because we do Christmas gifts for each other and we couldn't figure out what we wanted to get each other. So I suggested that we pick, like, give each other 3 book options and then we choose which one we would be most interested in reading, and out of the 3 that they gave us, like we gave each other, and we annotate and read that book, and then we're going to send that book to each other. So I'm going to send it to Gabby and then she can read the book for the first time with all my thoughts like written in the book and stuff. And I'm so excited to get my book because I think that's going to be such a personal reading experience, and I'm so excited to be able to have something that she's like written in and given me her thoughts on and stuff. So I'm really excited about that, and I'm really excited to get to her book as well. So she gave me 3 books and I gave her 3 books. So the 3 books that I gave her were Sadie, which is like a thriller-y book option, which I thought it would be funny to see her read like a thrillery option because she doesn't read that genre at all. We're also doing vlogs too, so we can see the reactions in time too. I gave her They Both Die at the End because everybody says they cry in that one, and I thought that would be a funny vlog to watch too for her, and she tends to be a little bit more of an emotional reader than I am, and so I thought that would be fun to have her read. And then the last one is And I Darken by Kristen White. Now, I personally think that this is her pick that she's going to do because this is the most in her genre, but we will see. And this is a fantasy book that all 3 I've been like interested in reading, but I haven't actually purchased for myself yet. So I gave her those options, and I'm getting one of those with her thoughts in it, and I can't wait to see what she picks. And she gave me 3 options as well. So she gave me An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir, Children of Blood and Bone by Tomia I can't say it, Adamemi or something like that. Leave me a comment down below telling me how to say it because I can't say it. I suck at pronunciation. And the last one is Sky in the Deep by Adrienne Young. So those are the 3 that she gave me that she was interested in, and then I chose which one I thought she was like most looking forward to and what she was like what I was also interested in. So I'm reading that right now and annotating in it. So I've got that one on hold, and you guys will see the pick later once I send her the book. But let's get down into the graphic novels I'm going to pick up this month. Giant Days, Volume 8. This is such a fun, contemporary, fluffy read that just feels good to the soul to read for me, and I just enjoy it. It's something easy and I can escape, and it's just like day to day following these 3 girls who turn into best friends with very different personalities, living together and going through college years and dealing with relationships and just everyday struggles, and it's really interesting. And nothing really like big happens like fantasy, because most graphic novels you read are fantasy, but I really enjoy these. So this is Giant Days Volume 8. I have very different graphic novels that I'm reading this month. Next one is one that I cannot wait. I really can't wait to get to all of these. This is Zodiac Star Force, and yet again, can you tell that I watch Allie for my graphic novel recommendations? So she recommended this one and I was like, this looks fantastic, and I love the art style. So this is Zodiac Star Force, and this is the very first one, and can we just talk about how cute this is? So this all follows a group of girls who, it's based off the astrology and different astrologies. I'm guessing they turn into said animals that represent themselves on the astrology map, and it's so pink and girly, but like badass girly, and I really like the art style. I'm really excited, and I think this is gonna be like very reminiscent to kind of Sailor Moon-ish, And I also feel like the art style is very like, oh, what's that spot? Totally Spies. I'll pop a picture up here if you guys remember this cartoon. I loved this cartoon. It feels very similar, and I have high hopes for this because Allie loved it, and I'm so excited to get to this one because this is fantastic. So I can't wait to get to this one. Another one that I was not expecting to get to, or I wasn't expecting to buy, but I saw it and I was like, okay, I have to. So this is Marvel Rising, and it is Marvel girl characters all teaming up together, and I'm very excited, especially because it has Squirrel Girl, and you guys know that I am like Squirrel Girl fan for life, and I just love what she represents for girls and the good messages she sends, and she's always one that I would recommend a lot to at work, because I work in a bookstore. So I really enjoy Squirrel Girl in general, so I'm really excited to get to this one and see her team up with girls like Miss Marvel. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. And it also has Captain Marvel up here too, which I'm pretty excited for too. So that is going to be all for my December wrap up and January TBR. Let me know down below what some of your books that you're planning on reading for January. And oh my gosh, I can't believe I forgot. I'm definitely picking up Cruel Prince, the second one, Wicked King, this month, because I'm one of the few that did not get an ARC, and I really want to read that one too. So that's on my list. Okay, I'm getting out of here before it's even longer. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!